My most humble pranams at the lotus feet of my beloved Lord, Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, and Sai Ram to all my dear sisters in the Sai family. Today, it really gives me immense pleasure to address the Mahilas of Sri Sathya Sai Global Council, Zone 1 for your retreat. As I share my experiences with all of you today, my main focus will really be as to how Swami, during the course of years, has groomed me into following his footsteps and being a part of his divine mission. Here, many rightfully pose a question to me, and they ask me, how was it that I was uprooted from my hometown in the east of India at the tender age of 16 to come to the extreme north, that is Himachal, for my further studies, job, and my entry into the Sai fold? To them I say that it was my Sadguru's master plan. For he is the puppeteer of our lives. He holds on the string for all of us. He once told me that do not make too many plans, for I've already planned your life. And it is at that point of time that I realized that the stage is already set for all of us. And all that we need to do is to play our part and play it well. My journey with Swami has been like traveling in a train. I had to pass through many dark tunnels with respect to my job, my family, and the Sri Sathya Sai Seva organization. But I always felt that there was a light at the end of every journey. And that divine light for me emerged as Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. My first trip to Prashanthi Nilayam was in the year 1975. And it was the first and the most sentimental gift that I had ever received from Swami. I had just begun my job after my studies in the very college that I had studied, which was run by the sisters of the Congregation of Jesus and Mary. They're the Catholic sisters. And I was made the head of the teachers training department, and I was told to go and attend a meeting in Bangalore. Now, it just happened that I finished a book on Swami. So I took it as a divine call from Bhagwan. And I immediately rushed to Prashanthi Nilayam after the meeting, only to be told over there when I reached Puttaparthi that Bhagwan does not see a lady alone, nor does he talk to a woman. And if I was very lucky, he would take my letter. Okay. But then, as I told you, Bhagwan not only took my letter, but created a situation so beautiful that he called me inside with a group of Americans. And the first question that he asked me was, what is the road to immortality? I was blank. And the answer came from the Lord himself: morality. Now, what impact has morality in our lives? I started pondering over it. And the answer came. It calls for tyaga, sacrifice, detachment, commitment, and continual living in the footsteps of Bhagwan. And then the second question he asked everyone, what is marriage? First 2 legs, 4 legs, 6, 8 legs. Kya prayojan, he said. What is the use? And he looked deep into my eyes. And I wanted to talk to Bhagwan. I wanted to interact with him. So when I was about to speak, he put his finger on his lips like this and he said, I know everything about you. You have all my blessings and grace. Go in peace. And these loving words of Swami, sisters, made me take 2 decisions. And they were first, that I would remain single and give my life for Bhagwan's mission. And secondly, I turned into a pure vegetarian, I would say overnight. And blessed is the Lord who has helped me to maintain these 2 decisions. Being brought up in an affluent family and background, a convent background, I suddenly started seeing a lot of change in me regarding my dress, which used to be quite modern, and my lifestyle, my mannerism, and so on. And then it was hard to believe that after 3 months, when I was just going to attend a bhajan, I had gone to attend a bhajan, I heard that Bhagwan is coming to Shimla. Could it be true? 1975, I've just been to Swami, that within 3 months he's coming to Shimla. But then with that joy was that sadness that I never knew anything about the organization. I had no idea about where Swami was going to come, but somehow my passion and my desire to be with Bhagwan made me go and find out where the darshans were taking place. And then I saw ladies with yellow scarf doing their duties. I also wanted to welcome him in some way or the other. So what did I do? I never bothered. I just started giving water, putting all the devotees to their places, greeting them, cleaning, brooming, everything. The leaders were quite surprised over there, and there were not very many Seva Dals at that time. So they were very happy to have me. They were, and in fact, they adorned me with the Seva Dal scarf. And when Bhagwan was about to leave, they even took me inside for an interview when Swami called the Seva Dals. And then he gave me a very familiar look, Pad Namaskar and Vibhuti. And then something took me by surprise. There was a lady beside me with a Seva Dal scarf. And he looked at her and reprimanded her, saying, "Hey, jhoota Seva Dal. You have not done your duty," he meant to tell her. "And you are sitting over there with a scarf. You cannot fool me." And I got to know the other side of Swami then, within 3 months, that he can be a very loving master, a mother, but then he can also be a very strict taskmaster who knows everything. Like he reinforced my faith. I know everything. And then I knew that if I had to follow his path, I must be serious about whatever I do. 1976, our Shimla group, because we have holidays, we went to Prashanti Nilayam. Bhagwan granted us again an audience, and I took an opportunity and I asked Bhagwan, "Swami, can I join Seva Dal?" He was very happy and he said, "Zarur join karo. Shimla mein bahut kaam hai. You must join. There's a lot of work in Shimla. And when I returned, I was appointed as State Seva Dal Coordinator. So I made 2 timetables, one for my college, which was already there, and the other timetable I made for the missions activities. Hail, rain, or snow. Young as I was at that time, full of energy, I started on my journey for all my activities, and I had to do it alone many times because we had no transport on the mountains. Rocky hills and roads were there. And I started going to all the ashrams, the blind, deaf, dumb, the destitutes, started visiting all the hospitals that we have in Shimla, even going to the villages. But along with this, I had a great joy in intensifying my personal sadhana, because somewhere I realized that this is the need of the hour. So I started doing my morning Omkar Suprabhatam, attending all the Thursday bhajans, Nagar Sankirtans, Narayan Seva, study circles, and even reading all the books of Bhagwan. I did that because I wanted to know really what his teachings were and message of Swami, and how could I really make him happy. My journey throughout has been how to make my Lord happy. What should I do that he calls me time and again? That was my only desire, that he gives me an audience and guides me every time. And he will do that if I make him happy. That was my main intentions all the time. So having all that in mind, I saw that my life as such started having a beautiful turn, and my inner energy also started growing, and I started wanting to have more and more of activities. And during the winter vacations, when we went to Swami, we did not only have his darshans in the morning and evening. The whole group of Shimla people, because 2 months for holidays in Shimla, so we would go to Swami for the month of January and February. And after the darshans, we would go to the Puttaparthi canteen, roll chapatis, cut vegetables, and clean the utensils. And when we came to Whitefield, we again took hold of the canteen and did everything possible to make the canteen a place where we could do our seva for all the people who would come over there. And Swami acknowledged all these things, and he acknowledged all our efforts by giving us an audience and interview. Sisters, I tell you, from what I have seen from 1975 to 2000, continuously this happened, and he would call us. And there are certain things which I would like to share over here with you. When we would go in, some of the things that he said, I would like to highlight. He said, be like a fish, don't be selfish. You know, what does the fish do? It goes in the water and it purifies the water. And what does human being do? Goes into the society and pollutes the society. Bit by bit makes a habit. So form good habits. You see your hand. If there is a snake in your hand, will you pamper the snake? What will you do? You'll throw it away like a hammer stroke. So with your habits, you should immediately throw away your bad habits. Do or die. Don't say, I will try. Because try will make you dry. Then somebody in the interview room started asking, Swami, my father is not well. My sister has had an operation. My child is not doing very well. And they went on. And Swami stopped and he said, do you know? Thousands of people are waiting outside to have a glimpse of me. And here I'm giving you all my time and you're wasting with mundane things when I have come over here to give you so much. Have spiritual hunger. When you come to me, remember, he told us, when you come to me, I have to take care of your family. So don't waste time. Ask me for spiritual gifts. And how many times, sisters, when we were there for 2 months, so many things used to happen in the house, which we were even not aware of. And those were solved over there. He used to even manifest himself over there to take care of the family. Many times he has shown all those things to us. And he has made us realize, don't waste time. I am taking care of you. Just hunger for spirituality. I'm there to give you that. And then he puts his hand like this and he says, do you know, the entire universe is in my hands. But you must first deserve and then desire. I can do anything. And then somebody told Swami, Swami, name my child, please. Swami said, I've already named him. No, Swami, you've not named my child. Yes. Then he said, yes, Swami, you named him, I remember, but it was only in my dream you named him Sai Krishna. Then Bhagwan said, all my dreams are true. All other dreams are just concoctions of the mind. And it is my grace when I come to you in your dreams. Then someone said, Swami, you know, people say that you talk to them and messages come to us through you. Implicitly, Bhagwan said at that point of time, I have no mediators. I have direct contact with you. There is no one who can come between you and me. And that has really, I'm telling you, helped me in this mission, in the organization. That today, if there are many manifestations that happen of Swami, messages come, all those things happen, I say it is for them. Blessed are the people where manifestations also take place. But wherever those things happen, we as leaders and office bearers, we go, even if we go to that house, it is only to tell those people, remember that you have to be active in the organization. It is not that we run after those manifestations. Those Swami has shown us, those visiting cards. But time has come now that we have to go above all this. And we have to plunge ourselves for the society, for the mission for which Swami has brought us. Then, as time passed, as I told you, every year Bhagwan would call us. I took my college girls once to Swami. And the moment we went inside the interview room, he looked at everybody. They were young girls, youth, very, very happy to be with Swami. And he looked at everyone and he said, you know, you have too many friends. And he looked at everybody and he said, all of you have boys in your mind. And they started giggling, no, Swami, no. And then he looked at one girl and he said, how is your Arjun? And she looked down and everybody, wow, Swami knows everything. So they became a bit serious, you know, and they said, and they wanted now to ask Swami for better things. So they said, one girl said, Swami, I want to do MBA. No, MRS karo, MRS karo. No, Swami, MBA. No, MRS is a very good degree. So somebody nudged her and I said, means Mrs., get married. So then Swami told her, it is not wrong to do jobs. You must go ahead in the society and do jobs. Become teachers, become professors, IAS officers, because ladies are not weak. They are strong, they're hardworking, they're committed to whatever is given to them. But remember, balance is very, very necessary. You have to make your home happy. You go out to teach, he told them, 40 children, you become a teacher, you teach 40 children and your 2 children at home suffer. What is the use? I have started MBA in my Anandapur college, he said, because I want my girls to go ahead in life. But remember, whenever you go, wherever you go, be modest, be humble, and be women of character. Let there be a sync between your thought, word, and deed. Because where there is righteousness in the heart, there's beauty in the character. And so those girls told Swami, then how can we show our gratitude to you for all that you have been doing for us and all that you have told us today? We are so happy to be with you here. And he said, remember, when you get married and you go to another home and your mother-in-law tells you that you've made me proud, you've brought good sanskaras to the home, that's the time when you would have shown gratitude to me. And like this, he made the young girls understand what is it to really live in life and how we should live. They were very, very happy. And today, all these girls that I have taken with me are occupying good positions even in the organization and doing a lot of work. And then I had a very good opportunity, sisters, to attend 3 summer courses, 77, 78, and 79. And they were very, very essential for me because I had no idea of Indian culture. And I was thirsting for knowledge. I had read Swami's books, no doubt, but spirituality to come from Bhagwan himself was something that I really longed for. And I'd heard that they were 1-month summer courses in Whitefield, where Bhagwan himself would organize and he directly would say so many things to all those people who went there. So 77, I was made the warden of my children from Himachal, and I went for the summer course. And I was able to hear directly from stalwarts and from veterans like Indulal Shah, Professor N. Kasturi, Dr. Bhagwantam, all these people who said so much about Indian culture. And then 78, I was not supposed to be going because I've already had a chance. We cannot go every time. So I thought, okay, I'll go with the group. I'll stay outside. And I had seen in the first summer course that one could sit outside the auditorium and hear all the lectures. So I said, let me go and I'll do that. So I went with the group. Bhagwan came as usual for darshans for the first day. And he looked and said, Shimla group? Everybody said, yes, Swami. Summer course students? Yes, Swami. All of you have pass? And they said, yes. And he looked at me. Pass, Miller? I said, no, Swami. He asked for the basket and he gave me the pass and he said, go. I was staying outside. I rented a house. I was not supposed to be going inside. And there I was again for the second summer course as an observer. I was full of, so much that I was devouring inside of all that was happening. Second summer course got over. Now third, 79 summer course. What do I do? Okay, Swami, I go home, I suppose, because it's not good that I should be all the time wanting this privilege. Anyway, I thought that. But lo and behold, as I told you, his plans are different. We heard, and a letter came that Swami has asked for a National Seva conference, same days as the summer course for 5 days. And there I was, the state Seva coordinator, and I had to go because there was a conference. So there I went. Now, this conference was something that really taught me how to do Seva. Bhagwan would himself come for these 5 days and give us lessons for Seva. And he showed us how to do meditation. He would sit down cross-legged and how to do japa. And he would tell us, do you know, Seva activities are not important unless and until you intensify your sadhana. If you don't do that, remember, you can fall a prey to ego. Then you become the doers. And you feel that you are trying to transform people. You are trying to improve them. You are trying to bring them into the organization. And as office bearers, you let the emotions get the better of you. You allow even bad thoughts to enter. Power and position get the hold of you. If you only concentrate on Seva activities without doing your personal sadhana and without going through the self-audit. Try to see what wrong you have done. What are the things that you can do to improve yourself? Ask Swami, go inside. Follow the voice of your conscience, which you can only do if you meditate in the morning, in the early hours. That will give you the Shakti, the energy to do your work the way you should be doing it, with humility, with nobility, and with simplicity. Then people will follow you. The light and the glow will be there on your face. You will be exemplary. There is the difference. This is the difference between the Seva of other organizations and the Seva which the Satsang organization does. It's a spiritual organization, he said. Then somebody asked Swami here, Bhagwan, because he allowed us for a lot of questions also. Swami, should we join some other organization also? Because, when we go back, besides this organization of ours, then what did Swami say? Like the organization, we have the Rotary Club and we have the Lions Club and all the other NGOs and all that. So Swami said, don't make your heart into a sofa cum bed. You cannot serve two masters. Our discipline is very different to the discipline of the other organization. There it is come to tea meeting. There they have elections. We have just selections. We have no collection of money, no funds, and we have no mixing. This is why it's a spiritual organization. And that think what Bhagwan had told us at that point of time gave us a lot of strength to focus on the Satisai mission, because really telling you, I've even seen a lot of children who got out of Institute of Higher Learning and even in the Satisai mission, somehow, somewhere, they try to, when they don't feel satisfied in one place, they try to go to the other. They even want to buy meditation where it is sold. Here, Swami gives it to us for free, which they don't value so much. They don't want to get into the discipline which Bhagwan has given. That is what makes. But Swami says he wants quality. He wants real sadhakas, people who are pure, not people with a wavering mind, that one day here and one day there. He wants that our faith should be firm and strong in the Satisai mission if we want to take it forward, and the way he wants that we should really be following his footsteps. It is very hard, not very easy, but every time and again, self-audit is very necessary. Are we on the path which Bhagwan wants us to? Then miracles happen without even wanting anything. We find Swami is giving us so many things. We don't even have to ask, and there it is. Intuition gets the better of us, intuitively things start to happen because our willpower becomes so strong, when we follow the path of truth and righteousness. That is what Swami wants us to do. And then the joy of it all, after the Seva, the conference for 4-5 days, he says to all of us, you want to join summer course? Yes, Swami. So no loading and unloading, he told us. Go and join the summer course. But now only for you, Sevadal coordinators have changed the entire course of the summer course. How? In the morning, you will go and attend the theory classes with my students. In the afternoon, you will go with all my students to the villages, and all the Seva lessons I had given you, you will go with them and monitor them, guide them to do Seva and how to interact with the villagers. And I'll come every afternoon to see you. And yes, true enough to his words, every afternoon he would come in his car to see what we were doing. And there he sowed the seed of village integrated program. In his 60th birthday, he said, I want India to adopt 60,000 villages. And here we have taken up this promise. And the organization has started to adopt these 60,000 villages, where we are going in for Gram Seva, skill development programs, and mother and child care and malnutrition. And now after the 3 summer courses, I found myself rich enough with the Indian culture, with a lot of scriptures, the knowledge from the scriptures and Swami's teachings. And now I started feeling that because I'm a teacher trainee and I'm teaching training the teachers to be teachers, I should now concentrate on Balvikas. My real passion was Balvikas also. So the moment I had that desire, I was made the state Balvikas coordinator. And I felt rich enough now to train teachers, hold workshops. And I was even, while I was helping out my teachers in the college, all the project works, the work that I was doing with them, the exhibitions of waste material and value exhibitions that I was helping my teachers in the college, I was also calling the gurus to have a look at it so that that could be transferred, that learning for our Balvikas, So that was helping me a lot in one way or the other. Then Swami made me a trust member for 6 years, 1980 to 86, for Sri Satisai Education in Human Values program. So that gave me an opportunity to be a resource person, not only for the state, but even at the national level. We had Indubhai, Sarlabhain, and Kamla Pandya, Nimish Bhai. All of us were touring around the entire nation for a human values program. And luckily for our state of Himachal, the government adopted the Sri Sathya Sai education in human values. And this saw me making value lesson plans for the teachers of the government schools. And every year I would bring about 200 to 300 teachers to Prashanti Nilayam, and they were blessed profusely by Bhagwan. But then I don't know what happened all of a sudden, which we came to know afterwards, the Swami stopped this program on education in human values. The reason being, he told us that, we were concentrating a lot on the elders. And those teachers who a lot of input was being given in view of Swami's values and all that, but then not much outcome was there for the long run. Swami knows better. He said, you all have left concentrating on the Balvikas children, because that is what Swami loves. He loves his Balvikas, and he saw that we were neglecting it at the cost of roaming around and trying to get teachers for the value programs. So ultimately this was stopped, but he saw the seed of Sri Sathya Sai Vidya Jyoti program and even the Vidya Vahini as such. Now we have nearly about 5,000 to 6,000 Vidya Jyoti schools, where we are going to these schools and we're looking after their infrastructure and ecosystem. And also having Balvikas classes with the primary school children. And we are even giving them a lot of material and even food, in view of stationery or whatever their wants are, because they are so poor. They're laborers' children over there in the government schools. They're just, some of them even have only one midday meal, and the whole day they're not having anything, right? So now we have started with these Vidya Jyoti schools, and we are doing a lot for them along with our Balvikas. And along with the residential Balvikas, now we have entered into these school Balvikas, Vidya Jyoti, as well as the Sathya Sai schools. Now, for the Vidya Jyoti schools in the government schools, we have also a syllabus which is very much like the education in human values, because it's a secular schools. And so we cannot really go deep into Balvikas, but we have those kind of 5 techniques through which we really try to teach these children. Now, with all these activities that I started doing, a lot of pressure, a lot of joy, but started losing out on my health. Because it was just doing Seva, Balvikas, touring. And then I became so weak that I was detected with a big fibroid. And every time that there was a workshop and I used to have a lot of pain, I would go. I take medicines and go. And then I was told, I showed myself and I was told that I have a fibroid and I have to have an operation. But I said, now let me go to Swami. I'll get my blessings and quietly and go and have my operation. I will not even inform my family, because they will not like the idea that I'm going mad after all these activities and I'm not taking care of myself. So I said, I'll do that silently, but after I get blessing from Swami. So I went, and his compassion and grace, thrice he called me for an interview. And he looked at me, there were a group of Shimla people, and he said, only Seva, Seva, Seva. You come back at night, you have only milk and bread. It is not good. Take regular meals. You're only weak. Nothing has happened to you. He gave me a lot of vibhuti. And then he said, no operation. Take care. Swami is with you. I came back. I followed his words. And then again, another thing he said, only seva, seva, seva. No, you're not interested in studying or teaching, you know. So then, of course, because of these words of Swami and the value lessons that I had prepared for the government, all that helped me to do and complete my PhD in Satyasai system of education in human values. It was again a great miracle how I got my guide and how he helped me to do it. And he was so happy that when I showed him my PhD thesis on the Guru Purnima day, Sister Geeta's mother was with me, Srimati Kamla Padmanabhan, and Swami looked at her, and when I showed the thesis, and he said, very commendable, commendable, you know, and she patted me. I still remember that. And so that was again his grace that I could go on studying further. And that was all because I really listened to whatever Swami said. And now after that, I was hale and hearty and I could do my work very well. Now in 2005, I was called as a resource person to Anantapur campus for again a teacher training program in Swami's college. And after the program got over, the training got over, he called Swami sent a message to Anantapur, called all those resource people to Prashanti Nilayam. And when we came, the teachers also came from there. He immediately called us in. And I took the opportunity and I said, Swami, please come to Shimla. And he said, Swami, Shimla zarur aata. Are you happy? I said, yes, Swami. And believe me, sisters, in 2010, Swami did come to Shimla. And on the 22nd of April, 2007, he wrote a letter to us in golden words. The message I will read out to you, the message that is in that letter, it is for all of us. When he wrote that letter, the contents, what he wrote in it was, because for 15 years continuously, we were going for the making of his residence in Anand, that is Anand Vilas. All the devotees, we would go on a Sunday, take our lunch with us, collect every stone and pebble which went to make his residence and his school, Satyasai school. And we did that so sincerely, in such a united way, and with so much of love, that Bhagwan could do nothing else but to write those beautiful words to us. And I would like to read out that letter to you, which shows that how we should work together. And that is what really pleases the Lord. This is what he writes. Our state president at that point of time was living with Swami in his residence for 10 years, and he was coordinating with the state as a state president while he was staying with Swami. That was a special bonus he had got. He is a great devotee of Bhagwan. And then he showed the photographs to Swami, that Bhagwan, that this is how the school is being done, and every penny is being collected by the devotees themselves, and they are doing everything over there. And Swami writes, I saw the photograph of the mandir for Swami, the school building the hostel building, and the auditorium. All these have been possible because you have all worked in a spirit of unity and with great sincerity. Your dedication and devotion has touched my heart. Be sure that my grace will be upon you in all measure. I shall always be with you, in you, around you. Whenever you do my work with sincerity and love, I shall manifest myself. The day while the construction was going on, I take a pause, while the construction was going on, and we had just finished and started with Narayan Seva. And immediately we saw that the walls were full of Vibhuti and Sindhur, and written on that was Ram, 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 Sai Ram also. And we were so overjoyed that Bhagwan had accepted the building. Then I continue with the letter. From this academic year, I shall myself come soon to Shimla and be with you and confer Ananda on you all. You have all made Swami happy by taking up this noble task of building a mandir and a school aimed at providing good education to young children. Continue your Seva activities and these you will feel, and then you will feel my presence. What a tremendous message unfolds in this letter. That working with unity, dedication, and sincerity and love pleases the Lord. Keeping to his promise, sisters, he came to Shimla in 2010. He blessed us all. He saw our cultural program, the Balvikas program, and he invited us in 2010 with the cultural program to Prashanti Nilayam. We went over there, he graced us, he saw the cultural program, and mind you, that was the last cultural program that Bhagwan had seen. Because after that, Swami left us in 2011. And all the outpour and the downpour of his grace, we realized later it was all because he was leaving us and giving us the energy to continue with his work. Today, Swami is not with us, but yet all of us who have experienced Swami feel him in every way. I remember when for this youth conference, Brother Ratnakar asked the youth, how many of you have seen Swami in physical form? About 80% had not seen Swami. And yet they were coming to Prashanti Nilayam. Why? Because of the love of Bhagwan. So we as office bearers, we have to be role models and exemplary. Bhagwan had told us even once, by now all of you should become Sai Babas. You should project yourself in such a way that people come to the mission, give love, so be a support system in the mission and try to carry the mission forward. With these words, I pray to Swami and say, I saw, heard, and worshipped you, O Lord. You took me as your own. What greater glory can your mercy bring? Om Sai Ram.